Juara Samawi.
Dari mana ini?
Negara bahasa Indonesia. Juara Samawi.
Dari mana ini?
Negara bahasa Indonesia.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, let me introduce myself. My name is Tengkok Tarisa Riani Salsabila. So, in this occasion, I would like to convey my opinion about Indonesia's current president. As the newly inaugurated president of Indonesia, Prabowo Subianto embodies both significant hopes and substantial challenges. His election is widely viewed as an opportunity to usher in a new era of Indonesian politics, particularly considering his extensive experience in governance and the military. One of the key aspects of his leadership is his commitment to driving economic growth. Through ambitious plans to increase investment and generate employment opportunities, many citizens anticipate that the economic policies under his administration will positively impact society. Should he successfully attract foreign investment and bolster strategic sector, this could mark a significant step forward in reducing unemployment rates and improving the overall standard of living. On the other hand, President Prabowo faces considerable challenges in addressing complex social issues. Within Indonesia's diverse socio-cultural context, it's imperative for the president to foster unity among various ethnic and religious groups. The public expect him to cultivate an inclusive environment where every voice is acknowledged and valued, thereby strengthening the nation's social fabric. An essential characteristic anticipated from President Prabowo's leadership is a willingness to embrace constructive criticism. In a robust democracy, opposition and critical feedback from integral components of the decision-making process. It's hoped that President Prabowo will remain open to input from all segments of society, including those whose perspective may differ from his own. From a geopolitical perspective, President Prabowo must confront significant challenges in managing Indonesia's international relations. Amid rising tension between major global powers such as the United States and China, his ability to navigate these complexities will be crucial in defining Indonesia's role on the global stage. A prudent and balanced foreign policy approach will be essential to safeguarding the nation's interests and ensuring its sovereignty. So, in conclusion, substantial expectation rests on the leadership of President Prabowo Subianto. By adopting sound strategies in economic development, addressing social issues with inclusivity, embracing constructive criticism, and implementing well-considered foreign policies, he holds the potential to guide Indonesia toward a brighter future. However, this journey will require unwavering commitment and collaboration from all stakeholders. The Indonesian people sincerely hope that President Prabowo will fulfill this aspiration and perform his duties with integrity, dedication, and a clear vision for the nation. Alright, everyone, I think that's all from me. Thank you for your attention. Alright, everyone, so for this section, I would like to tell you about adverbs of frequency. Next. Adverbs of frequency are adverbs that describe how often an action occurs. They are usually placed before the main verb in a sentence. Adverbs of frequency express how often something happens on a regular basis. They typically answer the question how often and can be placed at different positions within a sentence to modify verbs, adjective, or other adverbs. Next. The main function of adverb is to inform readers of how frequent the action of the sentence occurs. They are usually placed before the verb if they are indefinite adverbs of frequency, and they are usually placed after the verb if they are definite adverbs of frequency. In this situation, there are two functions of adverb. The first one is indefinite adverbs. Example, always, often, and rarely. It shows general frequency without a specific time, so they come before the main verb. And the second one is definite adverbs. Example, once a week and every Monday. It specifies exact times or intervals, so they are placed after the verb or at the end of the sentence. Next, there are six common adverbs of frequency. There are always, usually, often, sometimes, rarely, and never. Next. Okay, so this is frequency pyramid of adverb. It shows the highest is always and the lowest is never. I will explain it one by one. Next. Always means 100% of the time or every time and is used for actions done without exception. For example, is she always wake up at 6 a.m. Next. Usually means almost always and indicates something done regularly but with occasional exceptions. For example, is they usually eat breakfast together. Next. Often means frequently and shows something done with high regularity. For example, is we often go to the library. Next. Sometimes mean occasionally and shows something done from time to time. For example, is he sometimes plays tennis on weekends. Next. Rarely means not often and shows low frequency. For example, is she rarely watches television. Next. Never means not at all or zero frequency. For example, is they never smoke. Next. This is a sentence pattern for adverb of frequency. Subject plus adverb of frequency plus verb. Next. This is example of positive adverb of frequency. He usually walks to school. In positive sentences, adverb is placed before the main verb. Next. This is example of negative adverb of frequency. She doesn't often go to the gym. So, in negative sentences, adverb is placed after the auxiliary verb. Example, do or does not. Next, this is example of adverb of interrogative adverbs of frequency. Do you always eat breakfast? So, in question sentences, adverb is placed after the subject. Next, this is example of adverb of frequency in daily. Example of usage in daily routines. I sometimes visit my grandparents or he never eats fast food. Illustrate illustrate real life activities with adverb of frequency. Next. So this is the difference between adverbs of frequency and adverbs of time. The main difference between adverb of frequency and adverb of time is that adverb of frequency describe how often something happens, while adverb of time describe when something happens. You can look at this slide. For example, weekly, daily, or yearly, it means adverb of frequency. Meanwhile, adverb of time describe when an action takes place. They are also called temporal adverbs. Adverbs of time are often placed at the end of a sentence, but you can change the position to provide emphasis. Alright, next. Now there are four the mistake of using adverb of frequency. The first one is incorrect placement. Placing the adverb on in the wrong position within a sentence can make the sentence confusing or incorrect. For example, he goes usually to the park after school is incorrect. The correct placement is he usually goes to the park after the school. Alright, the second one, using negative adverbs in negative sentences. We have to avoid using negative adverb such as rarely, seldom, and never in a negative sentence. The third one is misplacing modifiers. Adverb should be placed as close as possible to the word they are modifying. Otherwise, the meaning of the sentence may change. And the last one is using the wrong word. For example, he worked hardly to pass the exam. Is incorrect. The correct placement is he worked hard to pass the exam. Okay, next. Uh, the last one is tips of using adverb of frequency. There are three tips of using it. The first one is usually put the adverb before the verb. The second one is if the verb is to be, put the adverb after the verb. And the last one is to ask a question, use often or how often. Next, all right. Everyone, I think that's all from my explanation about adverb of frequency. Maybe we can meet the next time. Thank you for watching.